Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is your horoscope for the weekend of 9th and 10th October 2021, and let's get straight into it today. So the first thing that I want to talk about happens at 9 a.m. Pacific time. If you are elsewhere in the world, you can always convert the Pacific time to your time zone to know when the energy is going to happen for you. And what's happening here is that the moon has changed signs. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days or so, and when it does, the energy in our life, the focus in our life shifts in subtle ways. Up until 9 a.m., the moon was in the sign of Scorpio. Now the moon does not really like to be in Scorpio, because Scorpio is about digging deep and finding the truth and really looking within and finding those emotions that we have, which may or may not be very pleasant. So that's why the moon really does not like to be in Scorpio. And when the moon is in Scorpio, it's a very intense energy. But now the moon has changed signs and it's in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a very different energy than Scorpio. Sagittarius is a very optimistic energy. It's a very hopeful, fun-loving, adventurous sort of energy. And that's what the energy shift is going to be. And let's talk about a few things here, right? So around the same time, we have this conjunction going on. The Sun has met up with Mercury retrograde and Mars is there as well. Now this is a lot of energy, so let's break it down one by one. Mercury is the planet of our thinking, communication, diet, health, lifestyle, routine, job, and it has been retrograde since September 27th, and it will be till October 18th. And now Mercury retrograde has met up with the Sun, and the Sun is our consciousness, it's our soul. So this could be a moment where we have a realization, all right, or we receive some sort of communication or some piece of information. And with Mars there, Mars is conjunct the Sun as well, and it's conjunct Mercury now, so a few things could be happening. We could be really finding that courage, willpower, drive to get things done. Alternatively, this can lead to communication that is angry and frustrated, right? Like the frustration that goes on, because Mars is also anger and frustration, can lead to aggressive communication because Mercury is communication. And since Mercury is retrograde, it could be that we get very angry and frustrated with ourselves as well, because when Mercury is retrograde, a lot of the communication, a lot of the energy is working inwards, right? So this is a moment where all that anger and frustration can be working inwards. We can be really, how do I say it? We can be really internalizing that anger and frustration, if that makes sense. So this is a very, very intense energy, this energy right here, and it's still in a quincunx to Uranus. So again, these could be sudden outbursts, these could be sudden moments of anger and frustration. This could be an energy that leads to sudden, unexpected, angry communication, aggressive communication. Alternatively, there's always a positive, right? Alternatively, this could be an energy that gives us that drive to take action, to get things done. And sometimes we do need to communicate to get things done as well. So it can really give us that courage to communicate about things we might not have been able to communicate before. And if that is happening, it's best to make sure to not communicate those things in an angry and frustrated way, right? So this is a lot of energy, so just channel it positively. It can lead to anger, it can lead to outbursts, it can lead to frustration, it can lead to aggressive communication. But if we are mindful, we can really channel this energy into getting things done and maybe communicating about things that we maybe didn't have the courage to do before. And this can also lead to changes to our lifestyle, our routine, our health, our job, all Mercury things, social media, immediate environment, peer group, all these things are Mercury ruled. So that's the energy. And I will mention that it's not the best time to start something absolutely new, right? It's not, because Mercury is retrograde, but it is a great time to go back to something that you maybe thought about or started in the past and take action on that. or work on something you're already working on. So that's the energy, and at the same time, it's going to happen actually at 1 p.m. exact, but at the same time, almost. You'll see the chart and then you'll understand what I mean. We have this conjunction going on as well, right? The moon, Venus, and the south node, and we still have the sun, Mercury, Mars conjunction on. So this is a lot of intensity all together. And Saturn's going to go direct as well on Sunday. We'll talk about that, but we'll be feeling that. We'll be feeling that shift coming. So let's talk about this moon, Venus, south node conjunction. So the moon in Sagittarius, like I said, is a very optimistic, fun-loving, adventurous energy. However, the south node is the past, right? And the nodes are also karmic. And any planet that comes in contact with the south node can feel drained. So at this point, let's talk about the moon south node first. Moon south node, we can feel drained emotionally. The past can come back at an emotional level, and that can drain us. So this is that energy where we can feel emotionally drained, where we can revisit the past, where, yeah, that's the energy. And with Venus there, we spoke about this on the new moon video. With Venus there, past projects, past relationships, past Venus related things, relationships, projects, self-worth, value, skills, finances can come back up because it's conjuncting the south node, and we can feel a little drained when it comes to these things as well, right? We can, although Venus likes to be in Sagittarius, right? In Sagittarius, we approach our relationships, projects, self-worth, value, skills, finances with a lot of optimism and a spirit of adventure. But Venus with the south node, it will move on, right? Venus will move on. But when it's conjunct the south node, we can feel drained about these things. We can feel like, I'm feeling like I don't have the energy to get do this project. I feel like it, but I feel drained, and the moon is there as well. So this is that energy where we can feel drained. And let's not forget, at the same time, we have this conjunction going on that is a supercharged energy, but at the same time, the past is coming back. So we will have to balance these things out, and Libra is about balance, and it's also about relationships. So relationships are highlighted. So much energy in Libra. Venus, the ruler of Libra, conjunct the south node. So a lot of stuff connected to relationships can come back to from the past, and we must be careful to not communicate angrily or in an aggressive way, because Mercury is not just conjunct the sun, it is also conjunct Mars. So this can be a lot of energy to deal with, and this can feel like two different things happening simultaneously. One is a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, or a lot of drive and willpower to take action and get things done, but at the same time, a feeling of feeling, I feel drained, I feel like the past is coming back, I feel like I don't have it in me to move on, but at the same time, there's a lot of energy telling you to move on. So we'll have to find that balance. It's a mixed energy. It's a mixed energy. And the nodes are also karmic. So nodes bring up karmic things as well, right? They do bring up the past, but they bring up karmic things as well. So karmic things connected to Venus, love, relationships, projects, self-worth, value, skills at this point might be happening. So it is a very intense Saturday, even Sunday, because Saturn's going to go direct. And I do want to mention one more thing, that this energy here is in a way trining Jupiter, right? Yes, the difference is 6 degrees, the orb is 6 degrees, but it is still trining Jupiter, at least in my opinion. And Jupiter is the planet of blessings and rewards and gifts and healing, and it can also magnify anything it touches. So I do think when we take action, when we get things done with the Mars Sun Mercury conjunction, when we can communicate not in an aggressive way, but in a firm manner, maybe about something we haven't been able to communicate about, there is some sort of healing, some sort of blessing, some sort of reward, because Jupiter is trining this energy. So there's a lot happening on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. And moving on, I will sum this up once more. Moving on at about um, 7 p.m. Let me move up the chart. Yeah, at about 7 p.m. Pacific time, we have the moon sextiling Saturn, right? And Saturn is the planet of commitment, decisions, hard work, building, and the moon is our emotions. So, this is a moment where we can define our emotions, make an emotional commitment, or just do some emotional hard work that does not feel like hard work. It is easy, it's happening not naturally, it's just flowing because the aspect is a positive one. And that being said, this energy right here is also in a sextile to Saturn, right? So, although we might feel like, okay, the past is coming back up, whether it's about relationships or projects or self-worth or values or skills, and a feeling of feeling drained and maybe something karmic connected to Venus, love, relationships, projects, self-worth, values, skills, it is making a positive aspect with Saturn. So there is some sort of commitment when these things come up, some sort of hard work is happening naturally and organically, or some sort of decision comes about connected to these things quite naturally because it's an asextile to Saturn. Or if it is a relationship or a project or self worth, we'll find the support to build that, to work on that, because Saturn is sextiling this energy. So that is pretty much it for Saturday. And Saturday is an intense day. There are two major energies clustered in Libra and Sag, and this can feel like a lot. And let's not forget, Uranus is quincunxing this energy still. Jupiter is trining it. Saturn here is sextiling this energy. So Saturday can be quite eventful. What we need to be mindful of is to not let that anger and frustration get the best of us and channel that energy in positive things, in getting things done. And if there's a feeling of feeling drained, revisiting the past thoughts coming back, past emotions coming back, past projects coming back, that's because of the South Node Venus Moon conjunction. So the key to Saturday is to keep a grip on our emotions. Whether that's anger, whether that's frustration, whether that's a feeling of feeling low and revisiting the past. And the past can be painful. Let's be honest with it. Revisiting the past can be painful. So, Saturday, the key would be to keep a handle on our emotions. And let's talk about Sunday now. So, moving on to 1 a.m. So, this is close to midnight. 1 a.m. we have the moon here trining Chiron. Now, this is a positive aspect. The moon is our emotions, and Chiron is the planet of our pain, of our wounds, but it's also the planet that heals us. So, this could be a moment where we begin to heal something emotionally. And since it is a trine, I don't think it will feel very bittersweet. I think Saturday is the day where we will do a lot of emotional work, whether that's getting things done, whether that's getting rid of the past, whether that's a karmic, um, like something karmic coming to us emotionally or connected to relationships or projects. That's Saturday, a lot of work on Saturday. But at 1 a.m., we start to heal, we start to feel better. The move's moving off the South Node, and Venus will soon move off as well in a day or so. So the energy will start to ease off. And if you can see here, the conjunction is moving apart. So we'll start to ease that out as well. All right. And the next important thing happens at 9 a.m. Sunday morning. And by the evening, Saturn is going to go direct. Okay. So what's happening here is that the moon, this is 9, more like 10 a.m. Yeah. So 10 a.m. Sunday morning, the moon in Sag is sextiling all this energy, right? Positive 60-degree angle. And perhaps on Sunday we begin to feel better about Saturday. The energy that we had on Saturday, on Sunday, we are starting to feel better about it. Maybe that's connected to some information we received, some realization we had, some communication we went through, or some changes we made to our diet, health, lifestyle, routine, job, or whatever action we took. On Sunday, we start to feel like, okay, I'm feeling better about these things. 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then moving on in the evening, we do have a slightly stressful aspect. Now, this is 7 p.m. And then at about 8 p.m., Saturn's going to go direct. So at 7 p.m., actually, let's say 8 p.m., and Saturn's gone direct. So this is happening at the same time. The moon is squaring Neptune. At the same time, it is sextiling Jupiter. And at the same time, Saturn has gone direct. Now, if I move back the chart by an hour, Saturn is retrograde. 6:52 is in red. Now, if I move up the chart by an hour, Saturn's gone direct. 6:52 is in black font. So, a lot happening in the evening, 6, 7, 8 p.m. So, Saturn's gone direct. Neptune and the moon are in a square. Moon and Jupiter and his sextile. So let's break this out down one by one. Moon squaring Neptune is not a very easy energy. The moon is our emotions, and Neptune is the planet of confusion, of delusions, of addictions. It's also the planet of feeling low. It is also the planet of the higher realms of spirituality. But a square is a challenging aspect. So at this moment here, we can feel very overly sensitive because Neptune is very sensitive. We can feel a little low because Neptune can do that. We can feel confused. So that's the energy. But at the same time, there's some sort of positivity going on because Jupiter is sextiling this. So although we're feeling these things on one hand, on the other hand, there's some optimism. There's some hope about something. So it's a mixed feeling. And with Jupiter, our emotions are going to be highlighted. So this is a very emotional moment here. So we must be mindful of our emotions. And that's the moon. Now, speaking of Saturn, Saturn has been retrograde for a few months now, and Saturn is a very important planet, right? I mean, all of them are important, but Saturn is in a way the ruler of this material reality, right? Because it rules Capricorn, and Capricorn is the very fabric of this reality. And when Saturn goes retrograde, things really slow down, right? Because when Saturn is direct, we actively build. Saturn is a builder. We work. Saturn works hard. We get things done, right? So when Saturn goes retrograde, we receive the rewards for the work we've done. We review things we've done and we do them in a different way. So things slow down. But now Saturn is going to go direct again, and the pace will start to pick up. And this is the second planet to go direct in the past week. Pluto went direct on October 6th. Pluto is right here. And that started the forward movement. But with Saturn going direct, that's more forward movement, right? Saturn is very important. And soon we will have Mercury get out of retrograde. This happens on October 18th. And on the same day, Jupiter will move out of retrograde as well. So a lot of the forward movement will begin again. The movement that has slowly slowed down since April will start to pick that up. And Venus here is getting ready to sextile Saturn, so we'll see that as well. And I think that's pretty much it. So to sum it up, Saturday can feel like a lot. Sunday is easier, but the key to manage Saturday is to keep a handle on our emotions, whether that's aggression, whether that's anger, whether that's frustration, whether that's a feeling of feeling low about the past, feeling drained about our projects or relationships. So a lot is going on simultaneously. And Sunday is a day where we will feel a lot in the evening, mixed emotions, and then soon after that, Saturn's going to go direct, forward movement picking up, and it'll pick up more after October 18th when Mercury comes out of retrograde. Because we know that when Mercury is retrograde, it is really not the best time to start something new, right? So after October 18th, we can venture into that area where we can do new things. So that's pretty much it. I will pick a card for the weekend. I usually give the big picture of 2021 in every video except for this one, the weekend, because they're 2 days and I like to keep it as concise as possible. So if you want to know the big picture of 2021, you can watch my Friday's horoscope or wait for Monday or any other horoscope video. I will pick a few cards for the weekend. Let's see. Okay. Go with the top card. Purity. I think that this is a very Virgo card, right? Because Virgo is purity, but there's no energy in Virgo today. So I think, on Saturday there's so much intensity that we might feel a lot of things, and I think the best thing to do then is to maintain our purity, maintain a pure heart, and I think that'll really help us. We got this yesterday. We got this yesterday, and I think again another reminder that amidst so much intensity, so much going on, we must find happiness in small things, because I feel like to navigate big energies, navigate intense energies, big events, focusing on the small things always helps. So we must look for happiness in the small things. Transformation. I think we got this card when 2 days ago. We're getting the same cards. And maybe this energy is, it's obviously saying there's some change happening, there's some transformation happening. And perhaps with so much intensity, change is expected, right? So that's that. Fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, and I think this is a good card for the weekend, because it can get very intense, and if it does, if you feel a lot, then maybe just remind yourself of the positive, of living in a positive energy, in the energy of love, and don't be scared. Don't be scared. Something flipped. Milk and honey. This is another card that is similar to happiness, right? I think this is a reminder that after change, after intensity, there is usually a positive outcome. Let's go with one more. Adventures. This is a Sag card, right? Because Sagittarius is all about adventure, and we have Venus in Sag. The moon's going to be in Sag the whole weekend. So I think approaching this weekend with a spirit of adventure will help us. So that's a lot of cards for the weekend, but I think the underlying message is this, that we must maintain our purity, not get scared. And if we maintain purity, usually fear does not come. And there is some sort of change happening, but there are three cards that are asking us to focus on the positive, right? One is happiness itself, the other one is milk and honey and adventure. So amidst all the intensity, there is adventure, there is positivity, there can still be happiness if we choose to let go of the fear. And I believe if we are not scared of change, right? So I think that's it for the weekend. I will see you all for the weekly and Monday's horoscope.